Hello and welcome back to RBY Pokemon Challenges. My name is Teo and we are back with another run against Rival 5. We took a little bit of a break last week. I apologize for that. I had a death in the family. I had to go out of town, but that's all taken care of. I'm back now. I released the first episode of the new Brock Minimum Battles series where we played on blue version and yellow version with max DBs and 0 DBs. I hope you checked that one out. I'll put the link down in the description just in case, as well as a card up in the top right. But today, it's back to Rival 5, and that's where the real action is happening. Now, 2 weeks ago, on our Arcanine run, we got votes from Andrew Palmer, Shane Bailey, and Ken Schmidt. You guys are awesome for always leaving comments for me. And we had 2-1 last time, where 2 people chose one meme and 1 person chose another. Now, you guys know the memes that we use. We've got the Pokemon Center, if you want me to take the center Pokeball. We have the leftovers, if you'd like for me to take the Pokeball on the left. And of course, we have Right On, if you would like me to take the Pokeball on the right. Last week, Ken Schmidt voted left, but Shane Bailey and Andrew Palmer voted right. So today we're gonna go right, but Ken, don't worry, I got you. We'll come back in the next one with a left Pokemon just for you. I'm gonna try to get 2 videos out this week. We'll see if it works out. But for today, we're gonna start on the right, and our Pokemon is Magneton. Okay. That's going to be a pretty interesting run, guys. Magneton is in some ways better in Generation 1 than it is in later generations, but we'll look at the stats in just a minute. Now, if we had gone with Ken Schmidt over here on the left, we would have had a Machoke run. An unevolved Pokemon, but still a pretty good one. And finally, if we had taken Pokemon Center, Blastoise. If you guys saw the brand new Brock Minimum Battle series, you saw that Blastoise is actually one of the best possible early game Pokemon. And that will be a very fun run to do. But for today, sorry Blastoise, sorry Machoke, we're going Magneton. So let me get set up over here and let's get into it. All right, so here we have our Magneton, and Magneton is a kind of interesting Pokemon. If we look at its stats, Generation 1 was before they split special attack and special defense. And this is one of the reasons why this Magneton will actually be better in this generation than later generations, because it's actually going to have 120 special. That acts offensively and defensively. Now, on top of that, it has decent defense, 95. Where it really struggles is its HP, its attack, and its speed. None of those stats are great, and all of those could result in us getting taken out in key battles. Now, we can also look at our moveset, where in this version, we've started off with Thunder Shock and Sonic Boom, so we're actually not going to learn any new moves until we get to level 29 and pick up Supersonic. Thunder Wave doesn't really matter. We've already gotten the Thunder Wave TM, so that doesn't really change too much. And Swift is also a TM move, so really the only new moves it's going to learn are going to be Supersonic and Screech as we go through the game. Not a very inspiring moveset. Finally, we do have some TMs coming up in this section. We will be able to get Thunderbolt, which is a very strong move, but there are very few other things going for us here. We might even want to try to get our hands on Flash as a strategy in order to lower the opponent's accuracy. Flash plus Double Team could be incredibly broken. But of course, we're only going to use Double Team when we're really desperate, when nothing else is working. Other moves that we're actually going to be able to get in this section, maybe, of course, we'll get the Swift TM, and we might have to do like Arcanine and get Hyper Beam. But our attack isn't very good, so that might not work out. So, with that being said, we're just going to have to see how this Pokemon goes. I'm not sure that it's really going to do that great in this section, but we don't know until we try. Let's get into it. Alright, so now here we are, starting our game with our Magneton, and we can see that we beat Misty very, very easily. This wasn't really even a challenge. Now we just need to go and take on rival number 2. And rival 2 shouldn't be too difficult. Thundershock with our high special is a pretty strong move at this point in the game. So, with that being said, let's just get into this. Against Spearow, Thundershock. It's a one-shot. Sandshrew, we're going to have to use Sonic Boom to get through. But then, both Rattata and Eevee are very easy to take out with Thundershock. And the next challenge is really the Hiker with this Onix north of Cerulean City. But Sonic Boom takes him out really easily. The rest of the trainers here really can't do that much against us because our 120 base special is more than enough to get through. So just the last before Bill's house gives us a little trouble. We have to use Sonic Boom on the Oddishes, but it's really just still 2 hit range as long as we don't miss. And we're to Bill's house. We can get our SS ticket and get ready to go down to Vermilion City. Really, there's no struggles at this point in the game, and we're going to get Thunderbolt very soon. So here we just have to take out this Rocket Grunt, and this could be a little bit of a challenge if he puts us to sleep. I actually got taken out 2 or 3 times on this battle just because he put me to sleep and then used Confusion. But after we get through him, it's a couple more easy trainers, and then we can get on to the SSN and fight rival number 3. So we're just using Thundershock. It's really not that difficult in this section of the game. So let's get to rival 3 and see how he goes. His team's basically the same as rival 2, so it's really just Sandslash that gives us trouble. Spearow, it's an easy one-shot. Rattata, also very easy. Now, Sandshrew, we need to use Sonic Boom, and it's a 3 hit if we get them all off. And then Thundershock to take Eevee out. Really not bad, guys. So, it's on to Lieutenant Surge, and we want to fight Lieutenant Surge to get Thunderbolt. This could be a little bit challenging because he has Mega Kick. But let's see how it goes. So, we are first paralyzing him and then going into Sonic Boom. And we get taken out the first attempt. Let's see if we can get better luck than that. Every time, Lieutenant Surge just attacks randomly, so we always have a shot here. And here, we get off another Sonic Boom, and we're able to get through. And with that, we've picked up Thunderbolt, which is going to be one of the strongest moves that we can get with our Magneton. We don't have a great moveset with it, but Thunderbolt is even going to let us get through some Pokemon that might otherwise be a challenge. And we're going to see that very quickly against this Lass on the way to Rock Tunnel. She's got all Grass-type Pokemon, but Thunderbolt does really good damage to them. So they're all basically 2 hits here, where instead, if we were using Sonic Boom, it might take us multiple hits to get through. So, yeah, Thunderbolt is definitely going to be a key for this run. Now, in Rock Tunnel, we have to get through the self-destruct Hiker, and he is a huge challenge for Magneton. Because even with Sonic Boom, we have the risk of being hit with self-destruct, but we finally get through after about 5 attempts. Moving on to Lavender, now it's time to pick up the Swift TM. Swift is going to be much better than Tackle. It's 60 base power, and it can never miss. So even if our accuracy is lowered, Swift will be useful. So we're going to pick that up right here before going to fight Rival 4. Fearow with Thunderbolt is an easy one-shot. Magnemite, I was debating what to do. I decided to use Swift here but I think that Sonic Boom would have worked. Shelter goes down in one shot. Now it's time for Sandshrew, who's no challenge at this point, and Thunderbolt one-shots Eevee. So in this section, we're now going to start doing a lot of housekeeping things because we may end up needing to get actually the Flash HM. So picking up Eevee and getting our Doduo are kind of necessary in order to get the 10 Pokemon that we need in order to get Flash. We're going to see that as we go through. I was also checking which HMs we learn. We can get Takedown and we can get Double Team. Now we're going to wait on Double Team until we're absolutely desperate, nothing else is working, but we're going to buy it now just in case. Even if we don't need it against Rival 5, it could come in handy against Giovanni once we get to the Elite 4. So now in Erica's gym, we take on the Cool Trainer with her Execute, no trouble. It's time to just see if we can beat Erica. So here against Erica, we're going to be using Thunderbolt mainly. I tried this a couple different ways using Supersonic, which we learn here in this battle, but really just going all in on Thunderbolt seems to be the best strategy here. So against Gloom, again, we're just spamming Thunderbolt. Please don't take us out. And we get through. Basically, that works just fine. I found that if we tried to use Thunder Wave and Supersonic, we would end up getting taken out a lot of times. Now in the Rocket Game Corner, this really isn't too much of a challenge. I mean, all of these Pokemon with Poison typing, they don't really have great specials, so we just take them out with Thunderbolt. And Jesse and James, it's more the same. They're all just one-shots. So, up to this point, Magneton hasn't really been too difficult outside of the Hiker in Rock Tunnel, but that could change right here with Giovanni. Let's see. So, we're going to start by setting up Supersonic. As you can see, we no longer have Sonic Boom, because Sonic Boom is getting weaker the higher the level we get, so we're using Swift instead. And we're hoping that Supersonic plus Swift is enough to get through these fights. So here against Rhyhorn, it doesn't really use any strong attacks, so we are able to get through, and the Persian is just a one-shot with Thunderbolt. So with that being done, now we can just get to Lavender Tower, where the Ghastly go down very, very easily, and it's to Marowak. Marowak could also be a challenge, but it is a wild Pokemon, so it just attacks randomly. We confuse it, and we start using Swift. We can see that Bone Club did a lot of damage, but it didn't matter. It didn't end up attacking us again. Now against Jesse and James, they're just easy one-shots. These Pokemon are just insanely weak, guys, so we can get through that with really no issue. And we've saved Mr. Fuji, we get the Poke Flute, and at this point I was really debating whether or not we could go and fight Rival 5. So let's try it one time. Let's go into Silphco. We take out the Grunt that we have to take out easily, and let's see if Rival 5 is possible at this point. So making our way to his room, we gotta think. He leads off with Sandshrew. So we're going to probably need to confuse the Sandshrew and use Swift to get through. Cloyster should be no trouble for us, but then he has his own Magneton. And so we're going to be back to Supersonic and Swift at that point. Then he has Kadabra and Flareon. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to set up Supersonic here. We're hoping that it hits itself in confusion. We're using Swift to get through. Hopefully we get through with decent health. Now Cloyster's no issue in this battle, so one shot. But his Magneton is the issue. We need to confuse it, but he takes us out. Let's take another attempt here. So we confuse the Sandshrew. We're using Swift on it to try to get through. And yeah, we can get through the Sandshrew and Cloyster very easily. Magneton is a bit of a wall at this point. It's 3 levels higher than us, and we don't really have anything effective to use against it. So what can we do? Well, I decide to start catching Pokemon in order to get the Flash HM. So we catch the Snorlax, and we need 4 more Pokemon. So let's go to the Safari Zone and catch a few more. So we get ourselves a Nidoran male, Nidoran female, Nidorina, and Rhyhorn. And we also pick up the necessary items in the Safari Zone. And with that being done, we can even take a shot at Koga's gym to see how this goes. Now, the juggler here, all of his moves are special, and we have pretty decent specials, so we end up getting through these fights without taking a whole lot of damage. And I was actually kind of surprised by that. I expected that he would be more of a challenge, but no, we get through both of the jugglers without needing to heal or anything, and it's on to Koga. So against Koga, his Pokemon use special type moves. Maybe we can get through this one. We take out the Venonats very, very easily. They're all 2 hits with Thunderbolt. And then it's just how do we get through the Venomoth? We run out of Thunderbolts and get taken out the first time. But let's go back and try this again. We're going to use Thunderbolt to take out the Venonats. And we're going to use Swift when they're on low HP. So we keep our Thunderbolts for Venomoth. And we start by paralyzing it, and we take Toxic. But that's probably okay. Yeah, a few Thunderbolts, and we get through. So we have beaten Koga. And we've also gotten it so that we can go and get ourselves the Flash HM. And Flash might be just what we need. The ability to lower the opponent's accuracy just enough that we can get through the rival. So here we go. We're back to Rival 5. Let's see if this is gonna be possible. We're gonna lead off with Flash instead of Supersonic to lower his accuracy, and then go into spamming Swift to take out the Sand Slash. And now Cloyster is gonna be an easy one-shot, and we're gonna try to use Flash on the Magneton here before we use Swift to take it out. So here we get confused. We hit ourselves in confusion a few times, but we're on to Kadabra. And Kadabra, we use Flash and then Swift, and we take it out. So now it's just, can we get through Flareon? Oh my god, we got it so close. Okay, let's try this again. So same strategy, set up Flash on Sand Slash, and start using Swift to take it out. Every time Cloyster is going to be a one-shot. We got to set up our flashes and start attacking on the Magneton with Swift. We already saw Kadabra's pretty easy. It takes good damage from Swift. We take it out. And now we really just need to paralyze the Flareon and start using Thunderbolt after we lower its accuracy a couple times. And yeah, we have some misses, but there we go. So we end up getting through with our Magneton. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. For most of the battles, we're using Sonic Boom in order to take out Rock-type Pokemon. But in this case, Swift plus Flash was able to get us through. So, how is Magneton as a Pokemon? It's not terrible at this point in the game. It's gonna have some really big challenges upcoming though when we get to Giovanni and when we get to the Elite Four. We're just gonna have to see how those go. But that does it for today's run. I hope you enjoyed it. You know what to do. Comment on the next video which Pokemon you want us to take, left, center, or right. I will see you in the next video, hopefully a second one this week. Let's see how that works out. Anyway, I'll leave you there. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Check 2 of my other videos just over here. Later.